Welcome to day 2 of the UIM-ABP's Aquabike Grand Prix of Italy. As you know, yesterday everyone was fighting for pole positions. Today, 138 riders from all over the world will be battling it out in 2 motos across ski and Runabout GP2, 3 and 4 classes, with the exception of Runabout GP1 class. That will be going onto 1 moto today, and of course Freestyle will have their first moto in session today as well. But that's not all on this huge agenda that we've got for Saturday right here in OLBIA, Italy. We are also going to be having our challenge with the slalom tonight, and we're going to be doing a night show for freestyle. Good morning, I'm Dawn Dawson. I want to thank you so much for joining us on aquabike.net and of course as well on our Facebook feed. And we are getting ready to go. The agenda is the same from qualifying to the motos today as far as the classes. We are going to be going with Ski Division GP3 first, and this is going to be moto number 1. A little bit of recap for yesterday. Anyone that can beat Quentin Bosch these days, you're guaranteed 2 things, bragging rights and a target on your back. But Gonzalo Rodriguez, he's used to both. Last year's European Endurance Champion in GP3 and multiple top 10s. This gentleman came prepared yesterday. His pole position time in Q1 was 33 hundredths of a second faster than Quentin Bosch's and 2.5 seconds faster than 2018's GP3 world champ Barnabas Szabo. And that, as they say, is going to make for an epic battle today. You're about to watch GP Ski 3. Don't forget, in this class, we've got Matteo Reynes, who got a 3rd in the world in Junior GP 3.3 just a couple of weeks ago. And of course, multi-medal winner Jennifer Minard, Hansen, and Sameji are in this class as well. Here's our lineup. As you see, we got Vilger Benson and others in that second, and I'll run down that lineup for you. Mateus Reynes, Lucas Kroc, Diego Martin Drange, Gonzalo Rodriguez, Barnabas Szabo, Martin Sameji, Oliver Lizeth, Villier Bernson, Matteo Benini, Oliver Hansen, Gabriel Cavana, Jennifer Minard, and Quentin Bosch in our first moto. Got our course marshals ready, and of course you can hear the conversation in the background. And as we get them lined up, the start is going to be coming from the left to the right. We will be doing a running start. First through 5 will be going to the green buoy, and then they will be taking 2 quick turns, and they're going to pick a split section, and it looks like they are already getting them in the lineup. And they are off. Gonzalo with a solid start. Bosch about a half of a hood behind him. Mateus Reynes also in that grouping with Jennifer Minard. And as they make the turn, Gonzalez still pushing for the whole shot. Quentin Bosch tried to duck underneath him to see if he could get some time. Gonzalez still has the lead. And as they come to that MasterCard buoy, that is your demarcation for the split section. Gonzalo going to the outside, and Quentin Bosch going to the inside split. And Gonzalo is going to nail that whole shot. Gonzalo Rodriguez, after a great qualifying time yesterday, holding off the quarterback, Quentin Bosch, as the green flag comes up. Matteo Reynes up in 3rd. Jennifer Minard in 5th. Martin Sameji in 4th. Oliver Hansen back in 6th. First of 2 motos for these guys today. You are watching GP3 or limited ski. Big track for these guys, 25 pins for them today, and then we are looking at about 1.2 kilometers as far as track size. And this is a incredibly technical track in a couple of areas. You're watching the part of the backstretch here as they get ready, and this track is truncated. Now we take that MasterCard buoy, and then they have the opportunity. What you're watching is the backside of that split section as they make their way towards the port. And you can see the pits lined up right in front of them. Very even lineup there as you get the opportunity to watch Gonzalo Rodriguez and Quentin Bosch. First opportunity for time on this track today, 2:58.31 for Gonzalo Rodriguez and a 3.0098. Quentin Bosch, Mateo Reyes third for a 3:04.32. Martin Semeji for a 3:07. Jennifer Minard in fifth with a 3:10.80. Oliver Hansen in sixth with 3:12.68. Dag Drange in seventh. Villier Bernson in eighth. Cavanna in ninth, and Lizeth top 10. Quentin Bosch aboard that Yamaha brought 4 different boats out here this weekend. Here's the lineup of the girls back in the pits, as he calls them. And he was aboard, actually, the GP yesterday, that GP1 boat, Commander Hall. He built the engine and put that inside of it. Now, the other boat that Quentin Bosch brought this weekend is actually going to be driven by the one and only Eminelli Ortendahl a little bit later today. She used that boat yesterday in qualifying. And that is the Kawasaki boat that Quentin Bosch has been working on. But what he's currently aboard is one of his favorites. In fact, when we first saw him racing as a junior, it was aboard the Yamaha. And I'm sure if you've been around jet skiing for very long on Aquabikes, you would remember that Yamaha Superjet, and that is the boat that Quentin Bosch used for multiple world titles, and an incredible career that he has now, not just as a rider, but as one of the top mechanics in the world. Gonzalo Rodriguez with a 1:49.92, and Quentin Bosch has picked up that pace as they start to settle in. 1:49.31 for Quentin Bosch, actually a smidgen faster here, and a 1:50.47 for Mateo Reyes. Martin Semeji with a 1:56.89. Jennifer Minard with a 1:56.79, and Oliver Hansen with a 1:57.43. 2 seconds off the pace as Quentin Bosch keeps putting the pressure on Gonzalo Rodriguez. That left-hand turn that you saw them take takes them back onto the back stretch. Bit different than the track that we had in Portugal. We really didn't have much of a backstretch for these guys. It was from one quick turn to another and a lot of sharp angles. This one has a bit more flow to it, particularly on the right-hand side of the track. It's got a couple of tight 180 turns, but it's also got some good high-speed doubles. Quentin Bosch as he drops into the pocket here on the inside split, those blue buoys. Uncharacteristic tiny mistake that Quentin Bosch made coming into that final turn on the inside splits. .152.08 for Gonzalo on that lap, and a 1:52.07 for Quentin Bosch. So despite dropping down in the tray in that inside split, he is still 1/100th of a second faster than Gonzalo on that last lap. No change in the top 5. Rodriguez, Bosch, Reynes, Semeji, and Minard. And then you still have Hansen in 6th and Drange in 7th. And there is Jennifer Minard on boat number 89. Great to have her back. Her hobby these days, as she said, was her brand new baby, who is just adorable. Great to have her and Michael Perret here this weekend competing. Michael, of course, in that final transfer spot for the top 10 yesterday in GP Ski 1. Jennifer Minard on the right-hand side of that track. Currently living in Lyon in France. She's a community manager during her Monday through Friday. Her first race and win was back in 2005. Jennifer, of course, a 4-time French champion, 2-time world champion. Martin Semeji, by the way, up there. And now we have a switch in the lead. Quentin Bosch comes out, turning that inside split to an advantage. And he takes over the top spot from Rodriguez with a 149.31. Gonzalo with a 149.92. You're watching GP3, the limited class. This is our first set of motos. We've got a massive schedule today. 8 classes we'll be going through. GP3 skied, and then Runabout GP4 will be up next. You saw the triple buoys. That is where the ski course differentiates from the runabout. They're actually going to cut in back to the left, and then on the runabout classes, you're going to see the riders take that back out to the right, heading back towards the bridge in the port of OLBIA. A little bit of quick back stretch for Mr. Bosch. We are 9.46 into this moto. $15 minutes for your GP3 ski class. Bosch 2.5 seconds, a little over 2.5 seconds ahead of Gonzalez. And as Rodriguez comes up to this MasterCard buoy, will he change strategy or he'll continue to work that outside split? Looks like he is going to go back to the green buoys. See if he can make up some time. Bosch with the 149.31 is his best time. Current lap is a 153.11. Rodriguez a smidge off that pace, 156.59 for second. Rain is still third, 156.23. Martin Semeji, 158.22, and Minard, 159.31. No change thus far in the top 5 as we hit the 11-minute mark on our moto. Minard playing a sharp game here. She is staying very tight into those buoys. She's in that 5th place spot. Good position for setup for the second moto. If she can pop out of that whole shot and get into the top 3, she's got a good shot at getting a podium in this GP3 class. Sad to see her not racing in the women's GP1. I was really hoping to see her pop into that qualifying yesterday, but she's just going to be running in this class for the weekend. She debuted at the UIM, by the way, in 2013. Has podiumed 13 times in ladies ski GP1. turn onto that backstretch, and you can see is the case production crew pulling back, so you get a long shot of this track and get an opportunity to see how big that backstretch is for them. Hansen starting to gain a little time. Will he follow Minard to that outside or try to put a little pressure on her? He does. He goes to the inside split. Will Hansen be able to overtake Minard through that split section like Bosch did with Gonzalo? Not going to be able to on this lap, but that is going to be a rider to watch. 13:04 on our times, 15 minutes plus 1 lap. Don't forget to join us on the live stream on aquabike.net. You can actually tune in and catch the times for the riders as well. Or you can catch us on the live stream at Facebook. Don't forget to go out and like our Facebook page as well. Beautiful overhead view of the track here in OLBIA, Italy, round 2 of a 5-round series for the 2019 UIM-ABP Aquabike Tour. World Championships are being hunted today in this GP4, GP3, and GP2 classes today and tomorrow. And you can see Hansen trying to knock that boat, keep him down in the water so he can maintain this hookup and put some additional pressure on boat number 89, Jennifer Minard. That last lap, Jennifer had a 1:5.883, and Hansen had a 2.0045. He's going to go to the inside again. And as the clock inevitably moves closer to the 15-minute mark, we're at 14:49. That means that Quentin Bosch will be getting the white flag on this next lap. Sabeji comes through the front stretch. And while Hansen did get closer, he was actually faster on this as well. Minard with a 1:5.980. Hansen with a 1:5.781. He's got 2 more laps to run her down. Meanwhile, Quentin Bosch's last lap, 1:5.215. He's on a nice Sunday cruise here, got a comfortable lead. Gonzalo Rodriguez in that second place spot. And still watching Hansen, Oliver Hansen, to see if he is able to get around Jennifer Minard before the white flag comes up. White flag is up for Quentin Bosch. Oliver Hansen's locking in as the white flag is out. We still have our eyes on that back stretch, the 15-minute motos for your GP3 class. Hey, a shout out real quick to Laura Yorick, who just signed on, Bianca Musson from New Zealand, and Craig Day. Gene Navarro also on the live feed. Jake Barker has jumped in, as well as Louis, Olivia Oliver, and Emma Gadsby, and Diogo Barbosa. Good morning to you as well. Chris Junkier, good morning. Steven Daliak has joined us on the live feed. Gee, Steven, why aren't you out here racing, sir? Should come hang out with us. All right, Sameji's come through. Was Hansen able to get around? No, Minard still in defense. And she is holding him off as we get the white flag. Times, Quentin Bosch, 1:52.33. And Gonzalez now picked up that pace, 1:51.79 on his last lap. Mateus is a 1:59.67 in third, Semeji in fourth, and Minard fifth. Here's the time for Semeji's a 2.0030. Jennifer starting to pick up this pace as she's feeling the pressure. She's on a 2.0086 on that last lap. Hansen at a 2:02.07. Not going to be enough as you get a chance to watch Quentin Bosch, final two turns on that outside split. And then you see this big triple, and he is going to take a look up as the checkered flag comes out for Moto #1 win for Quentin Bosch, the quarterback, bringing it home. Gonzalo Rodriguez on boat number 12 for second place. Great job by a gentleman that is very comfortable on that Yamaha. Number 3 just scooted through. That is Mateus Reynes. Going to take third, 1:59.65 for his. And back out over the water, just taking a look to see where Jennifer Minard is. Oh, she is such a smart player. She went to the inside split on that final run to steal the line away. Meanwhile, Martin Semeji comes across in fourth. Minard's going to hold that fifth place spot. Hansen for sixth. Great run by those guys. And Dag's going to have seventh. Bernson eighth. Zabo ninth. And Kavana 10th. You've been watching Ski GP3. That was our first full moto, 15 minutes for that. We'll be right back with even more great action. And then Runabout GP4 will be up next.
Neck and neck. The two riders collide. Big collision. See you in OLBIA, Italy for round 2.
Welcome back to the UIM-ABP Aquabike World Championship Tour. We are on round number 2 in OLBIA, Italy, the Grand Prix of Italy. As we get ready to go for the GP4, Runabout GP4 class. And we've had an interesting run yesterday in the free practice. Alejandro Ardanano with a best lap time of 1:49.95. But when it came to pole position, it was all about the other Spaniard, Juan Carlos Palau, with a best lap time of 1:50.03. And that was 3/100ths of a second faster. Matteo Simon was in second with a 1:50.62, and in third it was Alejandro Ardanano with a 1:51.16. Oliver Hansen in fourth with a 1:52.55. We'll give you the whole entry list here for Runabout GP4 and what it's going to be looking like on those pole positions. Again, GP4, aka the Spark class or Runabout Stock. Going to be coming at you next. Now, what they're doing up on the camera right now is they're giving these guys the opportunity to take a look at the start. Mind you, yesterday in qualifying, they do not go through that start section, and even in the riders' briefings, they do not talk about the starts until the day of the race. So this is the opportunity for these riders to take a look at how the start is going to lay out. They see it both in the riders' briefing, and they also get the opportunity to do that lap, that first lap through the start section as well. Now, mind you, they also post up these courses several weeks and often several months prior to the riders coming out here. It gives the riders an opportunity to memorize these tracks so that they are prepared for these starts. In general, we have two types of starts for the UIM. And one of those, of course, is a beach start, and then the one that we like to use is a running start. And this is going to be coming from the left-hand side of the track to the right. So it'll be a right-hand turn, but then it will be going on a left-hand track. And you'll see that demonstrated in just a moment as we get these guys re-racked. Let's take you over to the entry list so we can see the riders that are going to be lining up today. Juan Carlos Palau from Spain, Matthias Seaman from Estonia, Alejandro Artanano from Spain, Oliver Hansen from Denmark, Philip Salabir, your defending champion from Denmark, Patrick Kolinda from Poland, Luca Vittori from Italy, and Cristina Lizarga from Spain. Alejandro Palau, and then Massimiliano Marzoli as well from Italy. That is your lineup. Big class today for your Sparks. We have over 17 riders in Runabout GP4. And they didn't mess around on that start. Good run. Alejandro with a good start, but it is Philip Salabir who actually is making a run for this whole shot. That is a gentleman that had the world title last year. And Philip's going to choose to go to that outside split. He's on the green buoys. You can see these guys all the way over on these starts just to see if they could get the hookup. So Alejandro Artanano and Philip Salabir, your top two riders. We'll get some times for them on this next lap. You're watching Runabout GP4. Going to be all about the hookup here, trying to get these boats to maximize that limited horsepower on the Spark engine. We talked about the evolution of this boat yesterday, but definitely bears repeating. The Sea-Doo company actually came out with the idea of having a boat that a recreational rider could use that would be under $5,000 just right out of the dealership. So that was the game plan when they originally brought the Spark to market. So with that in mind, they came up with some really fun colors. That very first year, they had a pink Spark, they had a white Spark, and then all of a sudden this crazy thing happened. The riders got a hold of this boat and decided that this would be a ton of fun to race, and that is how the Spark became the boat to have in this Runabout GP4 class. You've got Philip Salabir in the lead, Artanano in second, and Juan Carlos Palau third, and Oliver Hansen fourth, Matthias Seaman in fifth, Belinda in sixth, and Lizargo in seventh. If you are hearing that whistle on the starts, there are a couple of infractions. If they feel like they have a premature start, or if there's an infraction out on the course, they can ask the riders with that whistle to go to the far right-hand side of the track, where they will be incurring a 25-second penalty. Shot there of boat number 66, that's Oliver Hansen. Well, we were in the sixes today, weren't we? Hansen just a minute ago trying to overtake Minard. Now we've got another Hansen. Same one. Currently up in fourth, and he's going to put some pressure on Matthias Seaman and Juan Carlos Palau, that third place rider. Juan, of course, with your fastest time yesterday in the qualifying. 15-minute moto for Runabout GP4, and that's Philip Salabir, your defending world champion from last year in Runabout, up in the lead. Ardenano second, and Juan Carlos Palau in third. Let's look at some times. 1:48.53 for Philip Salabir. Alejandro with a 1:49.24, 3.69 seconds behind Philip. And a 1:48.49 faster in that third place is Juan Carlos Palau. And he is a little over a second faster than second place right now. Let's see if he's able to run down Alejandro. So two riders from Spain in your top two positions. And your leader from Denmark, Philip Salabir. Philip's 19. He's actually a full-time student. Lives in Wernheim, Germany at the moment. His debut was last year. And not a bad way to start your career on the UIM, to come out for the first time and then take a big win. That shot is Ardenano, boat number 73. Alejandro is going to work this inside split on the blue buoys and see if he can gain some time on Philippe Salabir. They're in lap number 3, and they are into some lap traffic, and that is going to push him back just slightly. Salabir with a 1:50.40, Ardenano with a 1:50.36. Tell you who did sneak in to that third is, or Hansen is pushing to sneak into that third place. Still in fourth. Seaman in fifth, Kalinda in sixth. Minute moto. Oh, Phil actually signed on to the live feed. Great to have you here, Phil Pope, talking about wanting to be able to come out and hang out with us. We'd love to have you on the UIM-ABP Aquabike Tour. Shout out to Phil Pope from the UK. .46 and 32 going at it. That is Marzoli and Jasimek. 46 getting the better end of that deal off of the final part of the front stretch. As we get an opportunity to look at boat number 12, that is Juan Carlos Palau. Two race leaders. Philip Salabir still leading with boat number 73, Ardenano, second. And you can see the times there. He's 3 seconds off. Juan Carlos, 7.66 seconds. And Oliver Hansen, 13 seconds. We've got 8 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock. Matthias Seaman, as he works the right-hand side of this track. You can see those elbow turns that we had been talking about. Good morning, by the way. Emma Gadsby is asking how much the motos are. Skis are 15 for your GP3 and GP2 classes. 15 for GP4. Great to have Jace Donnie joining us. Jace, a fantastic rider. He's a stand-up rider out of New Zealand on the live feed. Pia Tergaard also signed in. Viljar Bernsen and Adnan Yassini. Matthias Peterson and Phil Seeger's also on the live feed, as well as Ross Merle. Just a shout out for all those guys. G. Navarro signing in all the way out from Lake Havasu City. It's great to have you on the live feed as well. You're into 10 minutes on this 15-minute moto. Salabert still leading. Your defending champion has got the reins of this first moto. Third in time in the qualifiers, but actually he's back in 5th in the qualifiers in that pole position. He was 3rd in the free practice with the 151.75. Did not do as well on that pole position run. He had a 152.55. But you and I both know it really doesn't matter too much on the pole position if you can get the whole shot in your first moto, which is exactly what this gentleman from Denmark just did. So Salabert leading, Ardenano 2nd, Palau 3rd, Hansen 4th, Seaman 5th, no change. That top 5, Kalinda 6th, Lizarga 7, Pisani 8th. Lindbergh is moving up, 63.9, and Vicchakori in 10th place. That's your top 10 in your runabout GP4. You're watching Moto number 1. .11:44 on the time. Great morning for racing here in the port of Olbia, Italy. Our home last year for the GP4, GP3, and GP2 World Championships. And the riders very excited to be back here. This is a national holiday today, by the way, for Italy, and we've got some pretty special events happening because of that. I'll tell you more about that as this unfolds on the stream today, but it's pretty cool things that we get to be a part of. Ardenano falling off this pace just a bit. He was 3 seconds behind last couple of laps, but he's at 4:51 behind Philip Salabert as we count down this moto. 12:46. Hansen had been putting the pressure on Juan Carlos and is in 3rd. Salabert still leading, Ardenano 2nd, but now Hansen on 6-6 in 3rd, and Juan Carlos Palau 4th. You're watching Oliver Hansen on that 6-6 boat. Oliver out here with his brother Rasmus. And he's going to work the inside split. Marzoli, not a great start. Has been consistently moving up in this runabout class. He's up in 15th, but he's been putting pressure on boat number 17. I was talking about the guy on boat 46. And he is making a run to try to get into that top 10. He's got a few minutes left. We're at 14:28 on the clock for runabout GP4. This is going to be the second of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 classes before we get into the GP1s. 3 motos for the ski classes, 2 motos for runabout GP1. That first moto will be happening this afternoon. We do have 2 streams that'll be going today. The one you're watching this morning, and then we'll be back again this afternoon from 3 to 7 o'clock, and then we've still got a night show hitting us tonight. Very consistent on his turns in the split section. You're watching boat 13, Philip Salabir, your defending world champion in runabout GP4. Just popped out of that a little bit. It is the minor things, though, that can trick you. And as he drops into that front stretch, he's going to see a happy sight as the white flag comes up for Philip Salabir. Ardenano with some company as he works through the lap traffic, and that's going to be some opportunity for boat 66 to make some move. Now, Ardenano got through that. Will Hansen be able to cut through that lap traffic as well? He's going to need to, because Palau right behind him. And Hansen does get in and out of that lap traffic quite easily. Last lap was 1:54.01 for Philip Salabir. Still best time on his run today was 1:48.53. That happened on lap number 1. Ardenano with some pressure. He's in second. Oliver Hansen in third. Juan Carlos Palau fourth. Matthias Seaman in fifth. We've had some action here in this runabout GP4 Moto 1. Just trying to force those boats to stay in hookup position as they come off that MasterCard turn, and that's the opportunity for them to pick the split section. And it's been pretty even between watching GP3 just a little bit ago, and now we're on that runabout class. Now, strategy would generally say take the inside split. I did not see Philip Salabir make a change. He's still working the outside, and that seemed to work just fine for him as we get ready for the checker flag. The gentleman that won in 2018, and he's already on the road for another world championship. That's Philip Salabir taking the win. And Alejandro very happy with that finish. He got second place, and look how close Hansen was in that third place position, both 66 for third. It is going to be boat number 12 for fourth. That's Juan Carlos Palau. And how close was it? Alejandro on that lap had a 1:52.56. Hansen's lap was a 1:50.82. 2 seconds almost faster here than the gentleman in second. He is going to have to keep an eye on Oliver Hansen. A great run as you guys were watching Runabout GP4. That's going to be our first moto. We're going to switch hulls on you again because we're cool like that. But the first thing we're going to do is take a break. We'll be right back.
riders collide. Big collision. See you in OLBIA, Italy for round 2.
Welcome back to the UIM-ABP Aquabike World Championship Tour in OLBIA, Italy. This is the Grand Prix of Italy. We're going to pick up the pace and we're going to change hulls on you. We're going to ski GP2. Got 8 riders in the ski division. And a very hot group. We, in free practice, had a fast time of 1:39.39 from Andreas Taysen. The gentleman out of Denmark, he was dealing with some pressure from a gentleman named Abdullah Alamati, and there is your lineup. Actually, we are on the ski GP2, and that ski GP2's got 8 riders in it, to include some familiar faces I think you guys are going to get kick out of seeing. Andreas Taysen, Abdullah Alamati, Slaven Ivancic, Andrea Guidi, Danielle Pascalia, Egan Epraus, and Matteo Bonini, and Abdullah Alamati rounding out this field. When it came to the pole position yesterday, the gentleman from Denmark, Andreas Taysen, with the fastest time, a 1:38.51. Slaven Ivancic was right there. He had a 1:48.69, 3 seconds off that pace, putting him second on the pole. Andrea Guidi is going to be third. He had a 1:43.24. Sultan Alamati, who is doing a couple of races this weekend, he's in 4th place with a 1:43.97. And then Daniel Pascalia, our other Italian in that top 5, with a 1:44.10. That is your pole position times from yesterday's qualifying. Andreas Taysen with the 2nd place in 2018. He's got great news. He's been incredibly busy with work this past year, but he also took time out, and they are going to have a baby this year. So Andreas has been very, very busy, but wanted to take a little time to come hang out with us this weekend at the Grand Prix of Italy, and let me just come hang out with you guys on the feed. Edvard Fatorik is shouting out for his bud, Ivan. That is Slaven Ivancic. Oliver Lizeth also on the feed. G. Navarro checking in with the air temperature. It says 75. If you're looking at Fahrenheit, it's about 75, 78. We've had interesting weather this weekend. When we first started the week, it was actually quite windy, and it was coming from the far side of the harbor right into port. But, man, when we started qualifying yesterday, it calmed down. The sun came out, warmed up just beautifully in OLBIA. We are on the island of Sardinia, right off of Napoli or Naples, if you are looking for us on the map. Ambros Vahin also shouting out, go Ivancic, and Guillermo Garcia joining. Lisbeth Forza jumping in, saying to Andreas, go, go, go. I see Jacek Walazeski has signed on, as well as Yannick Elnar. Yannick, of course, from the Philippines. Great to have him on the live feed with us. Paolo Petronelli. I see Pedro de Bourbon has signed on. Good morning. And Edvard Fatorik saying how great the weather is. Jet Club Cecilia has signed in. Yes, Edvard, you should be racing. Edvard Fatorik saying, I'm just watching this year. Slacker. William Saul is also signed in. Stefan Carlson saying, go Sweden. And they are already off after getting a chance to practice that start. And you can see that bright number 4 is Ivancic, pedal to the metal as he comes through. And man, he locked the door as he took that turn on the green buoys. And that is the gentleman from Croatia, Slaven Ivancic, who was pushing for a hole shot, but he got company right at that final turn. And both of the riders going to that outside split. Oh, I should have known. That is Almaty that was putting such pressure on him. It's Sultan Almaty on those green buoys. And he just locked the door as well for this hole shot as he drops into the front stretch. It's going to be Sultan Almaty with the hole shot. Andreas Tyson in second and Slaven Ivancic in third. Andrea Guidi in fourth. That was crazy. Fun start as you had a side-by-side on the first two turns into that split section. You don't see that every day. What a great move from the gentleman from the UAE, Sultan Almaty on boat number 76. That was a sweet setup. All right, again, your top four as we take a quick look back on that. The start, Sultan Almaty with Andrea Tejas in second, Slaven Ivancic in third, and that was boat 26, Andrea Guidi in fourth. Will they be able to hold on to that as they get rolling? Man, that was fun. 15-minute moto for GP2. You're watching Ski GP2. Sultan Almaty already trying to open up some real estate between himself and Andreas Tayson as he comes into that turn. I'm just going to give you a super rough time here, but 2.53 off of that MasterCard buoy is the separation between top two riders. Via my stopwatch, so not very official, but. Outside splits for Sultan Almaty, and I could see why he took it, man. That really worked for him. Andreas going to try to sneak in from the inside. It worked for Quentin. Let's see if it's going to work for Andreas. Here comes your times. 2:45.72 for Almaty, 2:48.33 for Tayson. Ivancic at 2:51.42 third. Guidi at 2:54.75 for fourth. Abdullah Almaty in fifth with a 2:56.91. Pascalia in seventh with a 2:59.12. Benini in seventh with a 3:04.29. And Egon Epraus aboard Loki, the mischievous second half of the boat tribe of Yasmin Epraus. He is up in eighth. Good run as we take a look here at Ivancic. Slaven Ivancic in third. Debuted in 1996. Actually, 1997, Beginner Limited took that win. After his first year, he's a multiple Croatian champion. And take a look at 24. This is Andreas Tayson going to the inside split. He's going to try to put this pressure on the young man out of the UAE, but he is from Denmark. He's 29 years old. And your vice champion last year in this GP2 class. And he is trying to close this gap, and he does. 1:44.99 for the best time. That was lap number 2, and you can see this pressure, 1:43.28 from Andreas Tayson. He's trying to run down Sultan Almaty. Not going to be easy. This little gentleman aboard that 76 boat is quite an accomplished rider for his age. 17 years fast is how Sultan Almaty rolls. He's a Team Sharjah International Marine Club sponsored rider. He's a student. His first win was in Dubai as a junior in 2015. He got second in 2016 in Spain. Novice world champion in 2017. And he's got quite the pedigree. Great little racer out of the UAE. So we've got youth versus wiliness here as Sultan Al Mahdi holding off Andreas Taysen as they go to that MasterCard turn. Sultan has had a lot of success with that outside split, and he's establishing that pattern of last 3 laps. He's been on that same split section, but Andreas picked up the pace and he's closed the gap. Oh, will he have a faster time? He looks like he is moving through that split section a little quicker than Sultan Al Mahdi. Let's see how it shows up as they go into the front stretch and we grab the times on this lap. 1:45.02. He is a smidge faster. 1:45.08 was Sultan's time against Andreas Taysen at 1:45.02. Nuts. Andreas Taysen as he pushes through on that right-hand side of the track. Alec Enderley, great to have you join us. Traley Cunningham is also signed on. Yes, Tracy, these names, I swear. Thanks for saying that. Raphael Kaur is also signed in. It's great to have you. All right, the UAE is at the top of the leaderboard in the GP2 class with 7 minutes on the clock. Denmark in second place, Croatia in third, and Italy in fourth place. 28 countries out here this weekend, over, 138 riders. All right, well, if the recipe works for you, keep going for it. Sultan Al Mahdi goes to that outside again. Andreas goes to the inside. He bumped the buoy. Had he not done that, I think he would have put himself right in Sultan Al Mahdi's rearview mirror. And I noticed Sultan took a quick look over. Now, ski riders might be mixed on how to handle that kind of strategy. Some riders would actually move to that inside split just to play a little psychology with their competitor, particularly if that competitor feels like they are moving up and getting closer to you. Or some riders will stick with the pattern that's working with them. Looks like Sultan is going to keep working that outside split. Boat number 26, that's Andrew Greedy. And you get the opportunity to see the right-hand side of that track. They have a double-double. And then as you look up, you see those 3 buoys. That's where the skis actually take a left. If you're on the runabout track, they would go right at that part and head right back towards the bridge, which is right in the port of OLBIA. It's a little bit further to the west, indicating a bigger track, a little bit more open runs for our big runabout classes. But skis are going to be taking a left, 1.2 kilometers. And then you see that red and yellow buoy, and that also is a landmark out there for them. That just tells the riders you've got to pick the split. Either go to the greens, which is outside, and you're looking at your screen here, watching that outside split, and then on the inside split are the blue buoys. And it's closer as you surmise that pattern of taking that one split section can possibly cause some challenges. Let's take a look and see at the times. 1:46.76 for Sultan Al Mahdi, but here's what we were wondering about. 1:46.08 4:5:11 is what Andreas Taysen. He is closed that gap. He's less than a second behind Sultan Almaty now. 0.68, all that's separating those two riders, and that last lap was faster. So Sultan Almaty going to have to keep his eye on the gentleman from Denmark. We're at 10.5 minutes of a 15-minute moto. Egon Epraus back in 8th place. We have Bonini in 7th, Pascalia in 6th. Sultan's got more family out on the track. Abdullah Alamati is in 5th place, Andrea Guidi 4th, Ivancic in 3rd, Taysen in 2nd, and Sultan Alamati, as we mentioned, is leading, but not by a lot. Oh, that put some pain on Andreas Taysen. He went down right as he was making the move into the inside split. That is going to cost him precious seconds that he had been working so hard to overtake Sultan Almaty, and that was a breather he needed, and you could see Sultan watched it as well. He came out of that split section on the outside and had a moment there to come out of racer position and stretch that back, give himself a little relief as he works through the final third of this race. Sultan Almaty from the UAE with the breather in moto number 1. These are the elbow turns that I was telling you about. So they come from that front stretch. They pick up a very technical 3-buoy turn off of the front stretch, and then they have a 2 off-camber 180s. Then they're going to go back deep into the course on the west side. And you're watching Ivancic, who's moved into 2nd after that mistake from Taysen, capitalized on it. And that is Slaven Ivancic, who's on the back stretch. Andreas Taysen trying to make up after that mistake in the inside split on lap number 5. 1:47.78. Ivancic also picking up some time here. 1:47.14 was his last lap time as well. So both 2nd and 3rd had been putting pressure on our race leader, the gentleman from the UAE, Sultan Alamati. Alamati, by the way, if you were a betting man and were looking at the thoroughbreds on the track and watching the breeze and the qualifying runs yesterday, would have wondered how he was going to end up today. He had a 6th place finish in practice for 6th place time, 1:47.02. And Sultan Almaty had a 1:43.97, putting him in 4th on the pole today. He's currently leading. Here's his lap time, 1:48.49 on this last lap. Slaven Ivancic is pushing pressure here. He's got a 1:47.22. Andreas Taysen, you could see, is a man on fire. This lap time was a 1:45.19. Anybody that's raced before will be able to relate to that. When you go down and you get incredibly fired up. A lot of conversation, I'm sure, happening in that helmet with Andreas Taysen. So that was a pretty fast lap time, 1:45.19 for Andreas Taysen. Sungmin Kim has joined us, and Rainier Botter, go, go, go for his buddies. .77 separating 1st and 2nd place. And speaking of times, we're at 14:32. Will Sultan be able to time this run so that he gets the white flag on this one, or will he come in underneath that 30 seconds? We're at, oh, we got 9 seconds left, actually, as he finishes up that outside split. So it looks like Sultan Al-Amadi will be getting the white flag as he drops on the front stretch. This is going to be the last lap for the gentleman from the UAE, Sultan Al-Amadi. Slaven Ivancic, ooh, he just locked down. You can see him getting lower in that boat. Oh, and Andrea Tayson had to go into a penalty buoy, and that opened up the door for boat number 26, Andrea Guidi, the gentleman from Italy, and now he's putting pressure on Andreas Tayson, the gentleman that was your vice champion in 2018, now in a bad situation. Can he hold on to that third place spot? Having to pick up a penalty buoy could cost. Two minor mistakes, not even big mistakes on that course, made a big difference for the gentleman from Denmark. And now putting that first moto podium into a question mark. Meanwhile, Sultan Al-Amadi works his way on the final portion of the turns before he gets into the back stretch. Less than 10 buoys to go for Sultan Al-Amadi on this final lap. We're at 16:15 for our race time. You're watching race number 3 of the day, ski division, GP2. We're going to have Runabout GP2 coming at you next. What a story for this guy from the UAE. 17 years old. He's taken that every single time in this moto. He's worked that outside split. And green is definitely his lucky color today. Novice World Champion in 2017. Got a third in GP2 at the UAE Aquabike Championship in 2019, and he just got a checkered flag in moto number 1 for GP2 this afternoon. Slaven Ivancic for second, and Andrea Tayson right there in third place. Andrea Guidi on the 26 boat in fourth. Abdullah Al-Amadi in fifth. Pascali is sixth. Bonini in seventh, and E. Prowse in eighth. That is your rundown for the ski GP2 class. That was a lot of fun to watch. We're going to be switching up holes, but still bringing a lot of horsepower to you coming up next. But right after this little awesome break, thanks for listening to the UIM-ABP Aquabike World Championship Tour. I'm Dawn Dawson. I'll be right back.
Neck and neck. The two riders collide. Big collision. See you in OLBIA, Italy for round 2.
Welcome back to the UIM-ABP Aquabike World Championship Tour. I'm Dawn Dawson, along with the Case Productions crew, as well as H2O Promotions, bringing you the awesome action right here in OLBIA, Italy. This is the Grand Prix of Italy that you're getting to watch, and it has been a lot of fun thus far. Let's do a little bit of a recap on this runabout GP2. It's going to be coming up. It was all about Jorgenson as he dominated both the pre-qualification times and the pole position times yesterday. He has got a big field of competitors that are going to be joining him on this lineup. We have 24 riders go into the pre-qual. 20 riders, of course, are able to go to the line. Let me give you the entry list. Marcus Jorgenson out of Denmark. Ishmael Rojas from Spain. Matteo Fracasso from Italy. Alejandro Melinda from Spain. Salman Alawadi from the UAE. Palle Pedersen or Torgard from Denmark. Gaetano Castalia from Italy. Konrad Robel from Poland. And wait, there's more. Marcin Sinda from Poland. Edvin Samuelson from Sweden. Thomas Favellini from France. Gediminas Leonis from Lithuania. Kevin Carlini from France. Sabato Pontecorvo from Italy. Giuseppe Greco on that familiar 69 boat from Italy. Jordan Lambert on boat number 80 from France. Thomas Gerksnes from Lithuania and Salvatore Babbo from Italy. Pierpaolo Terro from Italy. And Abu Bakr from Al Mari from the UAE, that's your lineup as we get ready to go for GP2. This is your runabout class. Limited in horsepower, but certainly not in talent. Taking a look back at yesterday, Jorgenson, as I said, with a 1:36.55 in pre-qual. That was his fastest time. And then a 1:36.75 in the pole position qualifying. Now, if you weren't able to join us yesterday, the way that they get the pole positions for today, it's not a race, although it probably looked like that a little bit yesterday, but the reality is what they're doing is time trials. So in qualifying, we are looking for the best time in those 15 minutes for them out on the track, and then we take those top times. We first moved them out of the pre-qualifiers because we had the 24 riders, and then we went for the pole position. That was the top 20 riders to see how they were going to line up today. And it was Jorgenson at the top of that. But, man, I have to say he's got company. Ishmael Rojas had the second fastest time yesterday with a 1:38.61. And Matteo Fracasso from Italy, who's had some great finishes in OLBIA. He is in third with 1:39.26. Alejandro Molina with a 1:40.24, good enough to put him up in fourth. And speak of the devil, Salman Alawadi in fifth place after that great finish in the GP ski class. He was in fifth yesterday with a 1:40.88. That's how it shakes out from the pole position. And they're going to do the same thing as the other riders did. They had the opportunity to go take a look at that lineup and see how the start goes, and then they're going to put them over on the right-hand side of the course. Concept Preparation has joined, as well as Kawasaki Marcus, also on the feed. Peter Stordahl and Michael van Robrecht has also joined on that live feed. And as you can see on the screen, what they're doing is they are giving the Runabout GP2 their first look at how the start is going to be in real life. So I talked about it earlier, but again, the race director, Marcos Petrini, did the course layout yesterday and discussed the qualifications. But it was today that we got the chance to really look at the start grid to see how it was going to go, and this is their first opportunity to actually be on the boats and work their way around the start grid. But this is not the first time we've had the running start. It's one of the more popular ways we start for the UIM-ABP Tour, depending on race conditions and locale. This is going to be from a left to a right, and the way that you're going to know where everybody is, it's going to be the qualifiers, fastest qualifiers, 1st through 5. We'll be going to the green buoys. 6 through 15 will be going to the yellow. And then 17 and up will be going to the red buoys. That's how the start order grid will look. Now you're going to see these guys going back to the left as they get into position. We're setting up with 3 course marshals out on the water. There's going to be 2 that they can align themselves with so that they are in an even formation as they get ready for the start. And they are not allowed to be past the course marshals. In other words, you cannot be ahead of the course marshals or they will not give them a green to go on the start. So you can see them lining up. And if you are wanting positioning from how this looks on the screen, if you continue to go the way that they, in that direction, you would actually be heading out to the Tyrrhenian Sea. And they getting these 20 riders lined up, and as you can imagine, that's taken just a quick minute as we get them situated. Not going to release them to move forward until they have them in that line. order to give the riders all an equal chance. Of course, Marshall's putting them in the order as we just get ready to go for GP2. This is Runabout GP2. This is going to be our final moto this morning in the GP2s until we go to, we're going to do GP1s next. That's going to be ski ladies. And then the ski division, men's ski. Then freestyle. Then we're going to see our first moto of Runabout GP1. Then we're going to take probably a truncated or short break, and then we'll be back at 3 o'clock this afternoon for moto number 2 for GP2, GP3, GP4. Also moto number 2 for the ski GP1s. And then we will do our first moto for Runabout GP. So we're going to handle the ski classes, but we won't see the runabouts until this afternoon. All right. Well, I got to say it because these guys on the feed are wanting to make sure that goes out there. But Ishmael Rojas, lots of love for you, and lots of love from Lena as well. Good luck in your Runabout GP2 class as we get these guys ready to go. And it looks like they are starting to put them underway, and it is a release. Nope. That's a red flag. So that is not agreeing to go, as only part of that lineup was taking off. So they're going to re-rack them. We saw a bit of this in Portugal, had several starts in the first moto, but man, they straightened up after we went through the riders' briefing that next morning. That next start was picture perfect. They don't mess around. They will hand out a penalty card pretty quickly if you do false starts. So, plus, man, it's just a huge deduction. It's 25 seconds you have to come in and wait if you get called for that false start. So it is not easy to recover from. And they have them re-lined up. Let's see if they're going to release. And they let them go. That was perfect. They waited, and as they re-lined up, they let them go. This is going to be a green flag. Salman Al-Awadi on boat number 7 on that inside. And it is Marcus Jorgenson from the other split. So Al-Awadi with the whole shot, Jorgenson for second. Avellini for third. Actually, it might be Pedersen in 4. Just try to get the numbers on those guys for you. Rock and start for Al-Awadi. Salman Al-Awadi from the UAE. 18 years old, tied with Michael Perret back in 2017 in the standard division, rides for Team Abu Dhabi, placed 7th in Ski GP2 in 2018 in OLBIA, also races in Ski GP1. And he's currently got the whole shot, and let's see what his time is on this first lap. A 2:25.03. Jorgenson with a 2:28.11. Favellini with a 2:32.79. Pedersen, it was Paulet in 4th with a 2:36.31. Rojas in 5th. Molina in 6th. Seventh, Amrazuk. Robel in 8th. Samuelson in 9th, and Lambert in 10th place. Great start for Salman Alawadi. So in the last two motos, Ski GP2, you had Sultan Al-Amadi from the UAE at the top of that stack, and right now you've got another rider from the UAE in the lead in your Runabout GP2. He had a 5th place time yesterday with a 1:40.88. Favellini on boat number 87 in 2nd. He's going to follow Alawadi through that outside split. Meanwhile, Jorgenson trying to reel him in. The gentleman that had the 2 fastest times, both in the pre-qual yesterday and in the pole position today, and he actually moves to the outside line as he tries to run down Salman Alawadi on lap number 2. He's about a 0.86 off that pace. That is not a comfortable distance. Alex Coulon, Go Favo, and Enzo Ruiz also cheering on for his teammates. Alawadi, a 2.86 ahead of Marcus Jorgenson. Favellini 3rd, Pedersen 4th, Rojas 5th. He had a first in Runabout GP2 in 2019, and his first win was in Dubai as a junior in 2015. And man, that boat is hooked up as he comes through the red and yellow buoys and picks the greens outside split again. Now, Jorgenson's got a little bit of traffic on that inside split, but did not deter him from taking it. And as they come through, he actually exits just a smidge actually ahead of Salman Alawadi. And as they come into that first turn, he's gained ground. Now Jorgenson's going to try to duck in on the inside and see if he can make a pass. Not able to do it on this one, but he did come in faster. 1:43.76 for Alawadi, but it's a 1:43.08 for Jorgenson. Favellini at a 1:41.71. And that battle for first place heating up. Jorgenson dug in kind of hard on one of the turns on the right-hand side of the track. Riding pretty loose and comfortable as 96 moves up with boat number 14 having to go out and pick up the buoy. That was Robel. So Samuelson is going to move up a spot. Boat number 15 looking like some engine problems. That is gentleman qualified pretty good yesterday. Got a 7th, Gaetano Costaglioia from Italy over on the right-hand side, and he is in pretty much was in park over on the right-hand side of the track. He is back underway. Alawati leading, Jorgenson second, Favellini third. You're watching GP2 runabout class. 7:20 on the clock. Oh, Jorgenson went wide trying to overtake. That cost him some time as they came off of that turn. That was part of the challenge with working in that front stretch section where all of the waves are. Jorgenson uncomfortably close to the wall as they came through. Let's take a look at the time. He did lose. He was at a 1:86. He's now at a 2:37 off the pace. Favellini 7:39 off the leader. Pedersen 11:76 off the leader in fourth. Rojas in fifth. And more troubles for Roble, boat number 14. As a penalty flag comes out for him, you are looking at, course marshal is going to go over there and have a quick chat with him. Meanwhile, Jorgenson going to try to make up some time here as they get ready for the split section. And as you look up on the screen, you can see that Salman Alawati goes once again to the outside and Jorgenson to the inside. Meanwhile, we've got another rider right at the finish line. 98, waiting for clearance to go. And that's Pornikovo, and he also is getting redirected. Meanwhile, your race leaders come through. Alawati and Jorgenson. 3:84. So going the other direction right now on the clock from where he needs to go to get more pressure on the gentleman from the UAE. Salman Alawati leading, Jorgenson second, Favellini third, Rojas fourth. No change actually in this top five. You've got 9:44 on this clock. Oh, I fibbed. Actually, Ishmael Rojas was in fifth, moved to fourth. Pedersen in fifth. Molina in sixth. So a flip between fourth and fifth place. Rainier Bader watching on the live stream. Thank you guys for joining us. You are watching round number 2 of the UIM-ABP Aquabike World Championship Tour. Joining us on aquabike.net. We've got 5 stops this year for 2019. And 42, that is Rojas, who moved into that 4th place spot on lap number 5. All right, so update for our GP2 class in ski. It does look like Thiessen getting a disqualification from coming on the wrong side of that start-finish buoy. That is going to cost him several positions. So tough break for the gentleman from Denmark. That was your update for your ski class as they came in from Tech. 11.5 minutes for your GP2 class. You're watching Rojas and Pedersen has more challenges as boat number 31 gets around him. That's Molina, who was in 6th. Also scoots into that next place. He's in 5th, Pedersen 6th, Samuelson in 7th, and Marcin Sinda has been on the charge. He's up in 8th. Lambert in 9th, Greco in 10th. And that is Ishmael Rojas working the inside split. And Jorgenson snakes around Salman Alawadi from that split section. While we were watching Rojas, he had been putting pressure on Salman Alawadi from that inside, and he just converted. Jorgenson, your new leader, Alawadi second, Rojas third, also capitalizing as he moved in. Avellini dropped into 4th, Molina 5th, and Pedersen. That was quite a change on lap number 7. 149 now, Salman Alawadi. Whew. Jorgenson, fastest qualifier pre-qual, fastest qualifying time in the pole position yesterday, and now has taken over the lead. He sure had a mixed bag of finishes last year. A lot of problems with the boat. Got a new mechanic and a new boat this year, and tell you what, he certainly came out with a lot of focus at the first stop in Portugal. Here's a little bit more about Marcus Jorgenson. He also competes in runabout GP1 2018. As I talked about, he had a DNF and a DNS. His best was in Gallipoli last year. He got a 3rd in Moto number 2, and that was just enough to get him to break into the top 10. 24 years old. He actually lives in Copenhagen, Denmark. His parents are out in Florida, so he spends quite a bit of time in the U.S. as well. He's in the motocross business. Right now, he's in the business of being in the lead as we watch Rojas working that outside. Jorgenson with a 1:40.98. Alawadi with a 1:44.83. And boat number 42 in 3rd, that's Ishmael Rojas with a 1:44.21. So if you're looking for Marcus Jorgenson out on that track, he's got a pretty bright yellow boat and a big number 11 on the side of it. And then boat number 42, Ishmael Rojas. Actually came into that first lap in 5th place. Has turned into a 3rd place. Nice conversion for this gentleman on boat number 42, Ishmael Rojas. Ishmael, by the way, had the 2nd fastest time yesterday on the pole position. Salawadi, 5.34 seconds behind as we go into our first 20-minute moto. This is Moto 1 for Runabout GP2. Just saw Greco coming through, and he dropped back just a smidge. Second, 13th. Here's your top 10. Jorgenson, Alawadi, Rojas, Favellini, Molina. And the ooh is because we had quite the traffic jam on the right-hand side of these guys coming off of that front stretch and into that triple red turn. No bonding, but it was a wee bit close. Pedersen at 6th, Samuelson 7th, Sinda at 8th, Lambert 9th. Gerknes has moved up into 10th. Actually, those are lap down. They were talking about lap traffic at this point. We've got Jorgenson, who's lapped all the way up into that 7th place position. So Jorgenson leading, Alawadi second, Rojas third. Some of the background you could actually hear through the microphone. It's so fun to be in Italy. All right, best time for Jorgenson was a 1:38.14. His current lap time, a 1:42.32. Alawadi picked up the pace on this last one. He's gotten a little bit closer to him. It's a 4:51. His last lap time was 1:41.49. Ishmael Rojas in third, and that is Jorgenson that you're looking at. He's on the inside split. Oh my. Lots of traffic for these guys as the leaders come through. He's got 4 boats ahead of him, and one of them had to go pick up a penalty buoy. So Jorgensen going to have to plan the strategy pretty sharp here as they come into one of the more technical portions of this track. He has got one lapped rider he's pushed through. And another one of them actually saw him and moved over for him. So your race leaders in heavy traffic and a lot of white water, 18.5 minutes on the clock. Salman Alawadi second with a 3.85 deficit, but you can see that he was all the way back 5 seconds behind, and he is making up time during this lap traffic situation. Jorgenson just a couple of minutes away from a Moto 1 win if he can hold on and stay focused. Not hard for this gentleman from Denmark. Jorgenson comes through the MasterCard buoy, and he is going to, let's see, take which thing. He actually goes to that outside. He's trying to avoid some of the traffic jams here. Salman Alawadi played that one very smart. He followed him through that outside. He also tried to avoid some of the drama from these traffic situations. Good run for him, 1:45.58 on this one. And while Jorgenson has nobody to look at in the moment on his windshield, unfortunately, we've got Salman Alawadi still dealing with some of that traffic, and that has cost him some precious seconds. He's 6:45 off the pace. Gave up almost 2 seconds on that last lap. Rojas with a 1:51.75 on that one in third. Not enough to overtake. Last lap for Salman Alawadi was a 1:48.18. So again, your top three: Jorgenson, Alawadi, Rojas. You've got Molina in fourth and a rider down. Oh, that is Rojas down, actually, on the right side of the track. Just came through. Oh, very tough break for boat number 42. So just off of the triple reds. He too was in that traffic. And instead of able to get through, instead he took a water sample. Boat 42, Ishmael Rojas, is dropping back. So that's going to give the open door for Molina. Yellow flags are still out as we get Rojas back over to his boat. Course marshals moved in very quick over on that right-hand side, make sure these guys are taken care of. Course marshals on the World Championship Tour. So critical for several reasons as the white flag comes out for Marcus Jorgenson. And that is just one of the reasons why we are blessed to have such a great crew, and that is how quickly they're able to get over there and get to the riders. Alawadi come through in 8.91. Behind Jorgenson. It's going to be Molina. For that third place, he has a 1:47.33. Woo! '18 having to go in and grab the penalty buoy as well. That was Bobo. Bobo back in 15th. You can see your top 10, Jorgenson, Alawati, Molina, after Rojas' unfortunate dismount, Favellini 4th, Samuelson 5th, Pedersen 6th. Marcus Jorgenson and Salman Alawati both lapped up to 6th place as the white flag comes up. Final dance here for Jorgenson as he once again takes that outside split. And he is going to back off and save that boat as he gets ready for moto number 2, and he's already taken a break, and he is quite happy with that new ride for 2019. Congratulations to Marcus Jorgenson. Salman Alawati, great run for the gentleman out of the UAE after a fantastic hole shot. Gave that up on lap number 7, actually the final part of lap number 6. And then Molina is going to round out your top 3. Whew. Great moto for your first moto run on the Runabout GP2. We've still got a ton of race action coming at you, to include the ladies coming up next in GP1 right after this.
Neck and neck. The two riders collide. Big collision. See you in OLBIA, Italy for round 2.
Welcome back to the UIM-ABP Aquabike World Championship Tour. I'm Dawn Dawson. We are hanging out in OLBIA, Italy, the Grand Prix of Italy, right in the middle of a beautiful national holiday. So we got a lot of really cool local activities that are going to be coming at you this weekend. And we've got some pretty awesome international activities coming at you as well. We've got a big field of women's ski coming up. And in this Aquabike first moto for the women's division, I gotta say, we have got 14 very fast ladies. Let's do a recap of yesterday, starting with the pole position qualifying. And there was no surprise when we saw Emanelli Ortendahl on her best lap time, taking the top part of that pole position. But what was a fun surprise was getting the chance to watch Jonna Borgstrom once again come in and put another Sweden up in that top group. She came in second with a 1:43.45. Jessica Siobhan jumped in with a fantastic qualifying time yesterday with a 1:45.70, putting her in third. And you got to give the props to the young lady from the UK, Molly Fern, with none other than Krista Uzar on the radio with her, and that was enough to help her get right into that fourth place spot, one of her best qualifying finishes. Estelle Perret from France in fifth, and she got a 1:46.55. Yasmin E. Prouse in sixth. That's how the pole position worked. And then we had also Sophie Borgstrom moving on, Virginie Morales moving on, Lisa Batalha Kassan moving on, the young lady from Monaco, and Kylie Elmers. And then we'll go to the pole position, but let's go ahead and put up the entry list, and we'll let you guys see all of the competitors in. Eminelli Ortendahl from Sweden, Jonna Borgström from Sweden, Yasmin E. Prouse from Estonia, Jessica Siobhan from France, Estelle Perret from France, and Virginie Morales from France, and then Molly Fern from Great Britain, and Sophie Borgström from Sweden. And by the way, that is how it looked in the pole position competition yesterday. And ninth, Kylie Elmers, Lisa Kassan, and 10th place, Janina Johansson, just out of it by a few hundredths of a second. She was 11th, Katrine Nilby in 12th, Joanna Grassa 13th, and Alina Karnim, the fantastic lady from Estonia, who's actually your backup rider for Krista Uzar, who is still out with that ankle injury. So that's what it looks like for your women's ski GP class. And as you can see, as we get into the GP1s, we're going to start out the GP1s with a parade lap. We call that the Parade of Nations, opportunity for them to come out with their country's flag. And as you can see, we're getting them staged over on the east side of the track. We have 28 countries overall this weekend, 138 riders. Seven countries represented in the women's class: Sweden, Estonia, France, Great Britain, New Zealand, Monaco, and Portugal will be the country's flags that you see as we get these ladies ready to go. And right in the top of that screen, you get to see Eminelli Ortendahl as she waves as she's coming through. And she's got a familiar looking ski there that she's riding. And that's because she's aboard Quentin Bosch's Kawasaki. Molly Fern from Great Britain on boat number 41. Jessica Siobhan right behind her on 99. Your young lady from France. Katrine Nilby from Estonia. And you're watching the Ski Ladies GP class as we do our Parade of Nations. And I see the Johansen tribe down there just to the west of the media tower. Three of the Johansen family competing this weekend because we have Janina, of course, in the ski class. And then in the GP1, just a little bit later, the runabout class that'll be coming at you later. The two riders in there is Sam Johansson and then his dad, Johan Johansson, all competing this weekend. And just as they get to the far end of that pier, that big wall, they're going to be dropping those flags back off, and then they're going to get ready for their start. It's Lisa Kassan Battaglia and Kylie Elmers. And you can hear that big growl. It is a Kylie Elmer's STC boat, the boat that the incomparable Les Cook and Kylie Elmers both worked together to design. Brand new hull, and it was a brand new engine several years ago. And they have a wicked sense of humor, those two. They called the boat the Whale, actually was its title. There are several other type of boats you're going to be seeing in these GP1 classes. One of them, of course, the Commander hull, and then lots of engine configurations underneath the hood. Of course, the Kawasaki as well, Bullet. Another very popular hull in the GP classes. Right now we are showing the ladies the start grid. Two of those lanes are going to be utilized, and you can see that. 1st through 5 will be going to the green. 6 through 15 will be going to the yellow. And then they have 2 buoys to do a setup. And then they'll be going into that split section. That's how the start's going to look. Buoys, buoys, pens, whatever you call them. You've got 25 of them to negotiate, which will equal 1 lap. All right, course marshals are bringing it back over to the east side of the harbor, and we're going to get these ladies lined up and ready to go. This could be your first GP1 class of the afternoon. Big schedule of races today. We've still got we got the first set of motos for them, ski, and then we're going to be bringing you back even more coverage this afternoon from 3 to 7 o'clock, and that is going to be the second set of motos for GP4, GP3, and GP2. Second set of motos for the ski GP1s, and then the first moto for Runabout and also Freestyle, their first moto, and then we're going to a night show. We got a lot coming at you. So make sure you have extra refreshments, lots of snacks. Big day for day number 2 here in OLBIA, Italy for the Grand Prix of Italy. It's our second stop of 5 this year. We're going to be off to China in just a couple of months, and then in November we go to India for the first time for Aquabike. And then we will be rounding it out as we continue our road to Sharjah. That'll be our final stop in December. All right, we've got them under the lineup here as they move them towards that start grid, and flag is up. And Eminelli Ortendahl wasting no time hitting the throttle on Quentin Bosch's Kawasaki built. Yasmin E. Prouse locking into that second place out of the turn. Jonna Borgström is in 3rd place. Estelle Perret going to that outside split. And as they pop out of there, it's going to be Eminelli Ortendahl on the front stretch with Yasmin E. Prouse, Jonna Borgström, and I do believe that's Estelle Perret that went right into 4th from the splits. Great start and some fantastic strategy. Virginia Morales is under pressure from Molly Fern, and Molly moves into 5th. Morales in 6th. Sophie Borgström 7th. Kylie Elmers in 8th. And It is Lisa Kassan Battaglia in ninth. Oh, Katrine Nilby just went down on that first elbow right out of the front stretch. And she popped it down yet again. Oh, tough break. She actually was right in that 7th place and then just let it go. So she's back at the moment in 13th. Tough break for the young lady from Estonia. All right. Well, Eminelli Ortendahl is already over into the split section. And as she comes around this time, we'll put some times out for you for the ladies as you were watching Moto number 1. So Eminelli from the inside onto the front stretch. She's only had a little bit of time on this boat, just a few hours on Quentin Bosch's Cowie, but nice run. Let's see what she's got. 2:39.60 for her time. Yasmin E. Prowse with a 2:44.440. Jonna Borgstrom with a 2:47.94, and Estelle Perret with a 2:51.10 in 4th. Molly Fern in 5th with a 2:55.21. Virginia Morales with a 2:58.58, and Sophie Borgstrom with a 3:02.67, and Kylie Elmers with a 3:05.74 is in 8th place. Lisa in 9th, Jessica Chavon in 10th. Let's see where Nilby ends up after the duck diving, unfortunately. Back to 11th. She's already moved back up. She was back down in 13th, back up to 11th. Whew, I bet the live stream has got a little bit more action as we watch the ladies out there. I know that we had quite a few people from the UK watching Molly Fern yesterday, as she had one of her best qualifying times. That was in that first pole position. She came in 4th with a 1:46.33. And just watching a little bit of Eminelli as she's still getting used to Quentin Bosch's boat, and you're hearing a little bit of cavitation, and I think that's just part of it as she's learning. Wait a minute. Yasmini Prowse, 2nd. Sorry, I just wanted to stop there and double check, make sure she was on the Cowie, because he has got the GP1 boat as well. All right, 1:42.68 for Eminelli Ortendahl. That's her fastest time, actually. Her current time's lap 2. 1:44.31 for Yasmini Prowse, and 1:48.91 for Jonna Borgstrom for 3rd. Estelle Perea, 1:47.65. Estelle also aboard a brand new boat. Then her first opportunity to really ride that was at Portugal 2 weeks ago. She's had a little bit more time on it, but when she showed up at that Portugal stop, she had under 3 hours, she said, as far as warm up on those boats. So whenever you're trying to get used to a brand new combination like that, while it is certainly a ton of fun to have a brand new boat, in a race situation it can be a bit stressful. Oh, and unfortunately, that is Alina Karnim that went off of boat number 95. And Alina taking a swim just past the checkered flags. And that handle bowl looks cranked pretty hard, actually, for Alina's boat. Hopefully that'll be okay. Krista Uzar, of course, your defending champion from last year with that ankle injury, having the tough job of being on the sidelines, although we've managed to keep her pretty busy. You can see a lot of that on the social feed. Everything from helping people get their boats cleaned up to being on the radio yesterday, helping with timing. Estelle Perret moved up into third place out of that split section. She's got a 1:45.05. Yasmin Eprouse in second with a 1:45.65, and Emanelli Ortendahl with a 1:45.80. So yeah, I would say that Estelle Perret is starting to get comfortable on her new Kawasaki. Man, that girl can ride. I think one of the most impressive moves I've ever seen was performed by Estelle Perret, and that was in Dubai a couple of years ago, and she had hit a wave so hard it stripped her feet out from underneath her. She was literally supermaning behind the boat. And any of you guys ever been on one of those stand-ups, you can imagine it takes an incredible amount of upper body strength to hold on to that. Not only did she hold on to it, she didn't lose her position. She got back on the boat and ended up with a great finish. But man, Estelle Perret, just a great athlete. And she's currently up in third. Great to have her back out on the UIM-ABP Aquabike World Championship Tour. And as we hit lap number 4, Emanelli Ortendahl coming down with a 1:44.13 on that lap. And Yasmin Eprouse 9 seconds behind her. We are 8 minutes into a 15-minute moto for the ladies. And let's jump back into the live stream and get an opportunity to say hi to everybody. I see Diogo Barbosa for Kev Racing saying go Joanna Grassa and go Jonna Borgstrom and go Sophie Borgstrom. Not at all surprised to see everybody giving high fives for all the girls. Traylee Cunningham doing shout outs for our New Zealand rider Kylie Elmers. Rainer Bader saying good luck to all the girls. Peter Stordahl, good luck Sweden. Lisa Dermont, your president for one of the associations out in New Zealand, has signed on. It's great to see her. Lisa, by the way, no stranger to women's racing. She has several titles in the women's division. It's great to have her on the feed. Hassan Alamani and Robert Alexander have also joined. Clifton Elmers, go Kylie. Oh, actually, Kylie's family, the niece and nephew apparently are saying go, go, go. Jean Navarro, get it on Emma. Emanelli Ortendahl, she is doing exactly that. Joan Seville has joined, Aaron Jones. Hey, hi, how are you? Hi from Australia back. Aline Carlson, shouting out to Jonna and Sophie, go, go. Abdullah Al-Fadel. And JJ, Estelle's papa, saying go Estelle. Well, she is. We're on lap number 5 for Emanelli Ortendahl with a 1:46.31. Almost at 10 minutes on this. And there is an opportunity for you to see what that front stretch looks like. It looks deceptively short from that perspective, but that is where I would say most of the technical expertise is going to have to be stressed to the limit for these guys. Whether you're on a runabout or a stand-up boat, that front stretch is wicked. You've got a big wall that just pushes all those waves right back into the course. And we have seen several close calls this morning. Just displayed one by Jorgenson, who got tapped on a bond rail, and it actually pushed him about 10 feet to the right. He's an incredible rider, man, maintained it, ended up with the win. That's Yasmin Eprouse you're watching. She's 11 seconds off the pace from Emanelli Ortendahl, but this girl is going to be one to watch. She yesterday was riding Sunny. She names all of her boats. I think her dad was riding Loki again this morning. By the way, if you name your boat, and I would be willing to bet that a lot of guys do, I want to know what the name is. So feel free to jump in on the live stream and give me the names of, or the nicknames of your ride. Yasmin, by the way, in 93, in 2018, third place in with a 7-point lead, 2 podiums, and a win in 2018. Her best, by the way, best finish was Sharjah of last year, and that was our wake-up call that this girl was going to be a contender. She got a third this year at Penafiel on the European Championship, the first of 3 stops. She's a student, rides for Team 64. And she is moving through some lap traffic. And she drops down into that race position. You can see how low these girls drop into these trays. Switching legs as they approach the different turns. We're on a left-hand course. And she also is got a Cowie, SXR. She lives in Tartu, Estonia. She debuted racing in 2012. And she is a multiple Estonia and Baltic champion. You know, kind of a nutty trivia fact. When you look back at last year, the top 3, you had Krista Uzar, Emanelli Ortendahl, and Yasmin E. Prowse. So those top 3 actually all from countries that are having to deal with ice on the lakes where they practice up to almost a month just before they actually have to come out and do the national tours. They have about 30 days to warm up, literally, both physically and literally. They have about 30 days of a practice time before they come out and start the world tour. Taking a look down, that is boat number 25, Jonna Borgstrom in 4th. 1:53.02. And we are about a minute and a half out from a white flag for Women's Ski GP. You're watching Estelle Perez. She hits that front stretch, and that's Yasmin E. Prowse on the right-hand side or the west side of the track. And she's doing the 2 180 turns. Take a look on that screen, and just as she comes back towards the west, she's going to encounter a triple buoy, and that triple buoy indicates to her that she's going to go back to the left-hand side of the track. That's the shortened track for the stand-up riders. Jonna Borgstrom with just a minor recovery as that boat popped a little bit out from under her feet. Doesn't go down on the boat. She just had to make an adjustment. 14:25 on the clock. We've got about 35 seconds before we are completing the 15 minutes. Then we're going to have 1 lap. So 15 minutes plus a lap for this one. Three motos for Women's Ski GP, which I thought was pretty cute yesterday. As we were talking to Kylie Elmer, she thought she only had to do 2, and then of course Q very sweetly informed her, nope, you'll be doing 3, you have to work extra. She is one of the more fun personalities that we have. White flag is up for Emanelli Ortendahl aboard the Kawasaki that Quentin Bosch built. And I just have this feeling that I'm going to be saying that a lot. Yasmin E. Prowse with a second place. And as the white flag comes up, she's 13.51, 13.51 seconds behind Emanelli. Estelle Perez 3rd and Jonna Borgstrom 4th. Estelle with a 1:47.80. Almost 2 seconds faster than Yasmin E. Prowse on that last lap. I suspect Estelle would like a few more laps on this race. Jonna Borgstrom, 1:49.60. Molly Fern in 5th with a 1:52.53. As the white flag is up for us. Molly Fern 5th, Sophie Borgstrom 6th, and Kylie Elmer 7th. Kylie actually moved up one last couple of laps. Wow. I can see why Emma really likes that boat. She's had to make some adjustments learning that ride, but she is certainly catching on quick. Checker flag drops for Emma-Nelly Ortendahl, and you can see the reaction. That is one happy camper for the Women's Ski GP, and we'll see if we can get her up here and catch a few words with our Moto 1 winner. Yasmin E. Prowse, locked and loaded for that second. Estelle Perret, also with a great finish in third. Jana Borgstrom in fourth. So good to see her doing so well this year. And Molly Furr with a great finish in fifth place. All right, that's your top five for Women's Ski GP. Jeff Barrett shouting out for Kylie. As well as Gaetano and Philip Salabert joining us. Congratulations, Philip. Great run on Moto 1. Eric Pearson saying go Emma, Jana and Sophie. Jeannie Rao saying go Kylie. Darren Attard. The jet pilot product looks amazing. That is awesome. She does, yes. Emma does make all of that look pretty darn awesome. Vicky Gregory is on. Well done, Molly. Yeah, I was hoping her buds from the UK would see that. She's going to be really stoked about that finish. And Molly Fern is just an absolute sweetheart, too. She represents so well for the UK. All right, you can see the two girls over there congratulating each other. That's Emma-Nelly Ortendahl and Yasmin E. Prowse. The spectacular Sweden at it again. Tell you what, we will come right back, hopefully with an interview and a whole lot more racing action right here.
They're neck and neck. The two riders collide. Big collision. See you in OLBIA, Italy for round two.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the UIM-ABP Aquabike World Championship Tour. Our second stop here in OLBIA, Italy. And we are getting ready for men's racing. This is going to be men's GP. It's got first opportunity to watch their moto. And we are going to be doing the Parade of Nations for these guys as well. Well, actually, for all of the GP1 classes, you'll be able to get that opportunity. Man, what a day we had yesterday as we watch these riders get ready. 25 riders in the ski division. We almost had to go to qualifying with these guys as well. So we've got Austria out there represented with Kevin Redder. Of course, Belgium in the house with Quentin Bosch. Norway with Stian Svetline. Antoine Goethals, also from Belgium. Martin Manny, Estonia. Gabor Szabo from Hungary, just to name drop a few. And as you see the parades, we'll go ahead and do the entry list. Here's Quentin Bosch from Belgium, Kevin Redder from Austria, Antoine Goethals from Belgium, Stian Svetline from Norway, Benjamin Scharf in the house from France, Marcus Lutzenkert, the man with the golden shoes from Estonia, Anders Keller from Denmark, Michael Perret from France, great to have Michael back, Gabor Szabo from Hungary, Martin Manny from Estonia, Lucas Minard from Czechoslovakia, Axel Courtois from France, Barnabas Szabo from Hungary, Michelle Napoli from Italy, Salman Alawadi from the UAE, and Mads Hansen from Denmark. But wait, there's more. Dan Anderson from Norway, Ulrik Bernsen from Norway, Slaven Ivancic from Croatia, Andrea Guidi from Italy, Danielle Pascalia from Italy, Damien Andre from France, Nicole Pistalia from Italy, and Carlos Sanandres from Spain, Attila Derry from Hungary. 25 riders. We had 28 countries. I can hear Thunderstruck in the background. Very appropriate as we get ready to bring some crazy racing to you. I've got to talk about yesterday. Kevin looked really good both in practice with a 1:38.73 and even faster in Q1 with a 1:38.38. And the horizon, I got to say, looked pretty clear for that victory team until the quarterback, Quentin Bosch, came in, and his Q2 finish was a 1:30.92. Kevin got second, and Antoine Goethals, by the way, Kevin's was he actually ended up with a 1:30.92 as Quentin Bosch's, and Kevin Redder was a 1:31.60. Anton Goethals was third, who'd been training with Quentin, and Stian aboard that commander boat with the Go Fast Trickery under the hood came in fourth yesterday in qualifying with a 1:35.05. And of course, your GP2 2018 world champion, Ben Scharf, nailed that top 5 spot, and his time yesterday was a 1:35.29. All right, well, that's a bit of a recap. Here was some of the drama that occurred. Stian Schvetlein, who has a great combination. He actually was running incredibly well with that boat. Played smart, though, because he noticed something going on underneath the hood. It was a good thing he did. He pulled it in a little bit earlier, still had a good time, but he had a water hose that had come disconnected, and that was actually putting water in the boat and some stress on the engine. They got that fixed, and he is out ready to rock and roll aboard that GP1 boat with Go Fast Chris engine underneath the hood. He's not the only one with the drama, though. There was even more happening. Martin Manny had an opportunity in a big run. He dropped in right behind Kevin Redder in qualifying, but something electrical happened. Didn't get the whole story on it, but it was enough to pull him out. He wasn't able to get the fast time that he needed. But wait, there's even more craziness. Daniel Anderson, who got second yesterday, in Portugal, actually was also lined up. He was right next to Martin Manny, and both of them had launched off when they got the green flag for qualifying. But instead of the great run that he thought he was going to get, Dan Anderson got close contact with the start buoy, and I mean, he tapped hard and just about rolled himself over multiple times. He managed to recover, but he didn't get a good qualifying time either, so he is going to be a bit back in the pack. Well, that is the recap from yesterday's qualifying, and as I am sure you can imagine, it's going to be just as crazy today. So let's see what happens. 28 countries, 138 riders, and right now we're looking at 25 of some of the fastest men's ski GP1 riders in the world. Lucas Minard ended up in, I'll just give you from 10th back. Martin Manny got 10th. Gabor Szabo ended up with 9th with a 1:38.61. Michael Perret, man, and you know, he did that like it was like 2 or 3 minutes before the end. Michael Perret came in with a really fast time. He ended up with 8th in qualifying for a 1:37.49. Anders Keller was the 7th with 1:35.58. And Marcus Lutzekert got in that top 6 with the 1:35.57. All right, and
my battery situation.
As we get ready to go, I've got the young lady that just took the first moto win. That is Emily Ortendahl, and she'll be joining us in just a moment. And they are getting this lineup ready Now again, they cannot go past those course marshals before the flag goes up, and it is on, and we have GP Ski 1, the men's division, on the gas. Kevin Rederer is coming out of that turn with a great start. Yeah, what was right? Quentin Bosch didn't have as good a start, but man, look at him putting the pressure on Rederer. And actually, Rederer went off his boat right off of the final portion of that turn, so Kevin Rederer currently in the water, while Quentin Bosch lines up for a hole shot out of that outside split. Wow, what a massive upset for the victory team, as Kevin Rederer having to do the Michael Phelps to get back to this boat. Meanwhile, Quentin Bosch with the hole shot. And it is boat number 5. That is Antoine Goethals, the gentleman that had been working with Quentin Bosch this year, in second. Boat number 11, that's Benjamin Scharf in third. Boat number 28, that's Barnabas Szabo in fourth. Axel Courtois, who looked so good in Portugal, he's got a brand new ride as well, and he is back in sixth. Holy massive turnover here. Michael Perret in 7th. Lucas Minard in 8th. Still looking for Kevin Rederer after that insane start. Kevin Rederer had the hole shot and then lost it right on that final turn before they came into the split section area. And not only did he go down, but he was separated from the boat. So he is going to have a lot of makeup time to do. Meanwhile, Quentin Bosch, the young rider out of Belgium, is currently in the lead. And as soon as we get through with this first couple of riders coming through with the times, I'd love to get an opportunity to catch up with the young lady that won moto number 1, Quentin Bosch, on the clock with a 2:37.42. It's going to be Antoine Goethals in second. Just wow, with a 2:41.37. Scharf in third with a 2:44.54. Szabo in fourth place. Axel Courtois fifth. Michael Perret sixth. Stijn Schvetlein in seventh. I just cannot even believe that is a great turnover. Dan Anderson all in this hunt as well. Dan's back in 11th. And we've got Marcus Lutzekert in 12th, Bernson in 13th, Anders Keller in 14th, Guidi in 16th, Pascalia in 17th, and finally we got Rederer on the board in 19th. I don't think I've seen that for like 3 years. Wow, I gotta catch my breath. Speaking of catching your breath, hi.
Hello.
That's really great to have you. Emanelli Ortendahl up here hanging out with us. Tell me about that ride in Moto 1.
The Moto 1 was really, really nice, and I really enjoyed riding that ski that Quentin had built. And yeah, it suits my riding style really, really good. So I found the flow and I kept it from the start to the finish line.
Okay, so I got to get a little bit of the insight on that. You've only been on that boat how long?
Maybe an hour now.
Oh, not even a day.
No.
Oh, a whole hour, Emma. Gee, you should be super used to it by now. Wow. Okay, yeah. I've got to say, is that a little nerve-wracking for you?
Yeah, of course. That puts an extra edge on it, and that puts pressure on me to really ride the boat the way it wants to be ridden, kind of. So I'm trying to figure out all the details about it, but I'm really enjoying it, and it's super fast.
If you had to do a quick description of your riding style versus Quentin Bosch's riding style. How do they differ?
I don't think they differ too much. Of course, he's stronger than me, and also he's been riding jet skis for a bit longer. But like when he rides, he goes down to my size. So I think, like you can see that when he rides, he goes down. Like he's not that tall anymore when he's on the ski. So I think that's why he's so fast.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. He's actually, in general, over 6 feet tall. So when she says he goes down to my size, what you mean is he actually. So how tall are you? 5'4"?
Yeah, around that.
5'4",
yeah,
5'4", 5'5".
160 centimeters.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. We have
yeah.
to do metric.
Yeah,
which
it's
I'm not so good at that. Let's just say 5'4", 5'3",
Yes.
5'4".
yeah, around that.
Oh my gosh. So a little bit of adjustment. Only 1 hour on this boat, but what are you liking about it so far?
Yeah, I really like to ride it, and also it's a lot of work around the track. I'm doing a lot of work on the shore also, like filming and everything. So yeah, these events are great for me to be seen in the social media and also here in the live stream. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure.
Yes.
All right, girl. Well, listen, let's get back to it because this is a kind of nutty moto. We got to see where Kevin Redder is and also catch up with Quentin Bosch. But you're awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, good luck. We'll see you back out in just a little bit. Speaking of drama, it looks like even more coming up with Martin Manny down on the water. And that is not where he wants to be. He's over on the right-hand side of the track, just off of that front stretch. Meanwhile, Bosch is on lap number 3, fastest time, a 1:40.13. Antoine Goethals, no change in second. Ben Scharf in third. Szabo in fourth. Axel Courtois in fifth. And let's just take a look and see. I had to look away, but Kevin Redder has moved up into 15th on the track. We've got a big moto, 15 minutes plus a lap for these guys. Nevertheless, that is a lot of real estate he's going to have to make up. And I can only imagine there's probably a little bit of chatter going on underneath that helmet. But a big shift for Kevin Redder as we take a quick look out over the track. Massive waves these guys are having to deal with. That is your long shot into the MasterCard turn. And you've got Quentin Bosch on the screen. And Quentin is going into that green section or the inside splits. Whew. Man, I lost my breath on that. That was just insane. Great start for Quentin Bosch and Antoine Goethals. Now, no surprise seeing Antoine do so well after that great finish yesterday. In the pole position, he had the third fastest time with a 1:32.52. And as you take a quick look out into that split section, it's Antoine coming through that splits, and he's following the gentleman that's been working with him this year, Quentin Bosch, Antoine Goethals on that number 5 boat. Let's take a look at the times. Bosch with a 1:43.30. Antoine with a good run, 1:46.51. Benjamin Scharf on that last lap had a 1:49.04. And that is Antoine Goethals that you're watching, boat number 5. Whew, crazy continues here. Scharf third, Szabo fourth, Axel Courtois in fifth. Michael Perret 6th, Hansen 7th, Minard 8th, and Redderer has moved up into 11th. So boat number 90, going to be one of the boats to watch out here on the track as he starts to move his way through this pack. Meanwhile, Stian Schwadlein, who had the waterline problem yesterday, back in 19th, he also had a tough break on that start, especially after that 4th place finish yesterday on the times. He had the 4th fastest time in qualifying, back now in 19th for Stian. And looking for boat number 90. It is Kevin Redder, and you can just see him on that backstretch. And that is an intense focus for the gentleman out of Austria. You're a defending world champion. And he just hit the MasterCard buoy, so you'll know now that he is in that split section, and he went right to the blues. So Kevin Redder in detention, if you will. He got held back in class on moto number 1 and in lap number 1 after that dismount. And you can only imagine how much energy that expended, because not only was he off the boat, but he was separated from the boat, and he had to get back to that boat pretty darn quick. I'm not even sure the marshals got over there before he was back on, but that was intense. Redderer is continuing to move up into 7th place. Whew. So from 19th to 7th, and we are on lap number 5. That just gives you an indication of how fast this guy really is. Meanwhile, Quentin Bosch all alone up there in that first place spot. There is Kevin Redder switching legs as he continues to try to run down the riders and get back into a podium position, and he still has quite a bit of work to do. We've got 11 minutes already on the clock. Yellow flag is out because we got Lucas... Actually, it's boat number 79 that is in the water, and that is Attila Derry, actually, just off of the checkered flags on that front stretch, and he too has been a victim of that mirrored water coming off of the wall. It's a very tricky location off of that front stretch, and we had to go get, course marshals got jumped right over there to take care of him. Redderer finishing up that lap. He's back into the split section. And he's the multitasker. This time he went to the outside to see if he can reel in even more. And next person he's going to have to get around is going to be Michael Perret, and the Perrets are never easy to pass. That is going to be his next target, however, as he continues to try to move up the pack. Meanwhile, Michael Perret putting the hunt on Axel Courtois. Lap time for Michael Perret on that one was a 1:50.23. Kevin Redderer's lap time, by the way, a 1:39.56. 1:39.56. Whew, insane. Fastest lap time of the day is in this particular moto is a 1:37.56, and that was laid down by Michael Perret. Michael's current time is a 1:50.23. Redderer's current time, a 1:39.56. And Redderer working his way towards the back stretch. Final turn onto that before he can open up the throttle and see if he can run down the gentleman aboard boat number 77. That's Michael Perret. And all of them moving up. Quentin Bosch leading, Antoine Goethals in second, Benjamin Scharf in third, Barnabas Szabo in fourth, Axel Courtois in fifth, Michael Perret sixth, Kevin Redderer in seventh, and Lucas Minard in eighth. 1:40.13 was the fastest time for Quentin Bosch. 1:48.21 is his current time. Not exactly shabby. Quentin Bosch bought 4 different boats to the dance this weekend, and he has been riding the Commander boat and qualifying yesterday. And look at Perret getting around Axel Courtois off of the front stretch. And now Kevin Redderer putting the pressure on Axel Courtois coming into that corner, and he overtakes right on the left-hand turn. Michael Perret is feeling some pressure from Kevin Redderer. Axel Courtois still in this mix. Quentin Bosch leading, Goethals second, Scharf third, Perret in fifth, Redderer in sixth. 1:48.21 for the lap time for Quentin Bosch. Goethals with really respectable time as well. 1:52.82 on that last lap. Benjamin Scharf with a 1:51.87. Michael Perez not exactly sitting still. His last lap was a 1:48.93. Kevin Rederer's time, a 1:40.92. 8 seconds faster than Michael Perez. He is just about to get into that tray. And you can see Kevin Rederer on the screen. Blue boat goes into the green section, the green buoys on that split section. It's the inside split. Actually lapping through lap traffic, even in the split sections, drops onto the front. And coming out of that split section, it looks like he gets around Michael Perez. Michael got hooked up into some lap traffic as well. Kevin Rederer got the better end of that, and he is in 5th. Continuing to move up. Now he's got a lot more problems. He's got Bosch, Goethals, Scharf, and Szabo ahead of him. Time for Quentin Bosch, a 1:47.93. Goethals is a 1:50. Scharf is a 1:51. Barnabas Szabo at 1:54. Kevin Rederer on that run was a 1:43. Five seconds faster than your current leader's time, but we don't have a lot of time left on the clock, and we do have a whole lot of real estate left to get him to the lead, and you've got the white flag about to come out for Quentin Bosch. And as Quentin hits that front stretch, the white flag comes up. Una mas, one more lap to go, and Kevin Rederer's on the other side of the track. What a run for the gentleman out of Belgium, Quentin Bosch, on boat number 98. And it does look like he's aboard that GP1 Commander hull with the custom engine that he put together. Gentleman that had been training with him right behind him, that's Antoine Goethals on boat number 5. So Bosch definitely the boss on moto number 1. Meanwhile, Kevin Rederer still working traffic and counting down some seconds here as he moves into this final lap. Rederer up in 3rd. Bosch, Goethals, Rederer, Scharf, and Szabo. We are on the white flag. 17:51 is the current time for moto number 1, and another rider getting high-sided in this very heavy choppy waves. And you can see Kevin Rederer as he hits the demarcation buoy that separates the runabout course from the ski course. And a great live action brought to you by Case Productions, back and forth between these two boats, watching Quentin Bosch, the race leader, and Kevin Rederer, who went from dead last up into 3rd in 18 minutes. And this has been a brutal moto for the victory team, and a checker flag for the young man out of Belgium, Quentin Bosch. And man, I bet his mom and dad are off the chain right now. Great race for the QB, the quarterback. And one of the best finishes I've seen for Anton Goethals in this men's GP class. He's going to get that 2nd place. Let's see if he is. Actually, it is Rederer coming out of that split section that got over into 2nd. Goethals went down. Rederer dead last to 2nd place. That is insane. Great finish for Kevin Rederer and the victory team out of Austria. Yeah, and it's going to be Scharf in 3rd. Still looking for Goethals on boat number 5. Barnabas Szabo actually coming through in 4th. Whew. It's going to be Perret for 5th. Valiant effort for the gentleman that had the fastest lap time today, Michael Perret. And there comes Antoine Goethals. Actually, that was the rider that went down on the right-hand side when we were talking about some of the big waves that were in that double 180. And that's where Goethals dropped it. Courtois for 7th, Anders Keller for 8th, Gabor Szabo for 9th, and Dan Anderson, who started out at 13th, back up into 10th. Kevin absolutely was on fire. That is one of the most impressive comebacks I've seen in a long time, from dead last all the way to 2nd, boat number 90, Kevin Rederer, your defending world champion. That was amazing to watch. Let's catch some of the feedback on the live stream. SP Motorsport cheering on Benjamin Scharf, who had a great run. Mohammed Ishmael, Bogdan Benko on the stream with Slavin. Diogo Barbosa, who actually rides for Kev Racing, cheering on Kevin. Anna Cruz and Daniel. Miguel George has a sign on. Good to see you, Brad Maloney, Trude Shetline. By the way, we've got a lot more great race action coming at you, but let's take a break. We'll be, oh wait, don't take a break. Oh, you just went to a break. Oh, you're finished. Oh, but when we come back, I get to run. Are we not doing the interview with Kevin? Or with, we don't have time. We don't have time? Don't worry about it. Let's kill it. Hey, welcome back, you guys. You've been watching the race action on the UIM-ABP Aquabike World Championship Tour, and that was just off the chain. But wait, there's a lot more coming at you, but not till a little bit later. We'll be back on the live stream at approximately 3 o'clock this afternoon, local time, and we'll be bringing you even more coolness, excitement, and incredible horsepower right here in OLBIA. You've been watching the Grand Prix of Italy on behalf of Case Productions and H2O Promotions. Thank you so much for joining us on the UIM-ABP Aquabike World Championship Tour. We'll be back at 3 o'clock.